If you've been researching or been into dropshipping for a while now, you already know 100% that Facebook is a huge issue. Facebook constantly is a pain in the ass for most dropshippers. And in this video, I'm going to talk about how to avoid all those Facebook issues. And I'm not telling you that you're not going to have them, because in reality, you will, okay? I can almost guarantee you for a fact that if you're going to make 7 figures in dropshipping, you will have Facebook problems, okay? Doesn't matter if it's going to be in the beginning or somewhere towards the end, but there will be issues with that. However, there's a lot of things you can do to actually avoid them, and if they actually come, how to overcome them, okay? So should you use another Facebook account? Should you get your Facebook account unblocked somehow? How should you exactly go about it? And also, when you use a new account, which things can actually Facebook track? For example, can you use the same laptop you're using for the new account or not? All those things I'm going to cover here. And I think this is going to be very valuable, because over the last 5-6 years, I've been constantly into dropshipping, and I've been seeing so many Facebook blogs for me and for all of my students. It just happens, okay? And this is going to be basically all the knowledge compromised into one video, and this is going to be a really good one. So there's 4 components we need to cover here. Number 1, how to not violate policy so you actually don't get blocked by Facebook. Number 2 is how to make sure that your customers are happy about everything so your feedback score stays up and Facebook doesn't block you, not for you violating policies, but for you treating your customers like shit, and they basically give a bad feedback to Facebook, and then you're going to be crushed. Okay? And the other one is, if you actually did get blocked and you're not able to unblock it, how do you actually overcome this, and how do you use the next account in the proper way? Okay? This is not as easy as you think, and you cannot just advertise the same product and the same ads in the same store on a new account and expect everything to work well if you don't know what you're doing. And the last thing is, in the program itself, we actually have like an account structure where if you get blocked, it doesn't really affect your dropshipping business that much, okay? If you get blocked, you instantly have other accounts which replace your account with, and also you diversify everything. You have like a pixel, your pages, your Facebook account, your personal account, all those things in different accounts, and you structure it in a way where nothing can really happen even if you get blocked. However, let's start with the fundamentals, and that's how do you not get blocked on Facebook, okay? Here, there's 2 components. Number 1, the product itself, because some products are just terrible to even consider when you run things on Facebook. For example, if you're having like a hair remover laser thing, that's the worst thing you can sell in general on Facebook, because you're gonna get blocked, okay? You're showing too much skin, you have lasers, you show like you have to show like a bunch of before after pictures. It's not good, okay? And when selecting a product, you really need to think about everything when selecting a product. One of the criteria of a really good product is it Facebook friendly? Okay, and this is actually crucial, because you don't want to deal with this. You don't want to sell a product which has like a blade on it, or something which is too much into politics, or something which is related to guns, or showing too much skin. And there's just countless examples of this, but you need to select a product which is Facebook friendly, okay? The other thing is, when you show your product, you need to present it in a way where you don't violate Facebook policies in general. And you need to keep in mind is, the thing which blocks you is a robot. It's not a person which works at Facebook, it's a robot. So sometimes they misunderstand what you're saying in a way which you didn't even mean it, okay? For example, if you have a product which is like funny and it has like a comedic element into it, you're gonna die from laughter if you use this product, okay? If you write that, you might get blocked by Facebook because you literally just wrote, you are gonna die, okay? And they don't see the context, they just see the literal words, and sometimes they misunderstand them. Okay? So it's very important to keep those things in mind and don't have anything which could mean 2 different things. And I remember how in one of the ads I did for the mentoring, I said the word dropshipping, okay? However, Facebook understood drug shipping, and I got blocked for that, even though I didn't do anything wrong. I just said it and Facebook just misunderstood me. Okay? However, obviously, you should also not violate the actual policies. And for example, a huge one, which a lot of people do wrong, is before-after pictures. You basically cannot have before-after comparisons right after each other with the words before-after, because you're not allowed to have strong claims about your product. You cannot say, inside of 5 weeks, you're gonna lose 10 pounds if you use my weight loss product. You're not allowed to say that, because Facebook assumes instantly that you're bullshitting, okay? So you cannot promise results in a time span, and the words themselves before after are not good at all to use. And in general, you also should not use any numbers or anything which could indicate a time span, even if it's not even connected to that. Even if you say 4 months ago I was going to the shop, that's not good if you write the 4, because Facebook just associates numbers with bad things. Same thing goes for emojis. If you use too many emojis, there's nothing wrong with that. However, Facebook associates that with scammers, because a lot of people from the Philippines or India or like basically third world countries started using Facebook ads for scams, and they used a lot of emojis. And just because they use the emojis, Facebook basically assumes that people who use too many emojis are scammers. Okay? And for example, using an emoji is one of those gray area things which is by itself, it's probably not going to get you blocked. However, if you have like 5 of those gray area things, you're gonna get blocked. Inside of the program, I actually have everything listed which you're not allowed to use, like all the words, all the things which are in this gray area. For example, even like saying the word you by itself is not a big deal. However, if you say you a bunch of times, then have a bunch of emojis, and for example, this is super random, but use the word only, which is also a really bad word, then you can actually get blocked. So gray area violations are not going to get you blocked by themselves. However, if you stack them up, you will get blocked. Okay? And then obviously there's those very, very clear things. If you would, for example, sell like a sex toy, instantly you're going to get blocked. If you, for example, would say something like, you're going to make $1 million inside of 5 days, also you're going to get blocked instantly, because that's a crazy of a claim. If you have weight loss products where you say just things which are completely irrational, you're for sure going to get blocked. Okay? Now, if you actually get blocked, there is a way how you can actually get your account unblocked, but you need a contact who's basically an insider of Facebook, and they're going to be able to unblock your accounts in a way which most people don't know about. Unfortunately, again, I cannot share this contact here in this YouTube video, because if it's just too many people, they're not going to do it anymore, and I have to keep it to my private community. However, there are people like that which unblock your accounts. You just need to keep that in mind. Okay? And even that doesn't work 100% of the times. Okay? Not 100% of the accounts will always get unblocked, especially if you actually did it violate against policy. Now, the other thing is feedback score, and that's basically how customers interact with Facebook after their experience of buying with you. Okay? How Facebook actually does this is they send out surveys from Facebook directly to the person who bought from your store without you even knowing about that. And they ask them, how was your experience with the store? Good, bad, terrible, excellent, whatever. And they answer. And if you have too many people who complain about this, you're actually also going to get blocked, and basically your Facebook page is going to get restricted, and you're not going to be able to advertise anything from that page anymore. Okay? Again, there are ways how you can just have like a bunch of pages at the same time, and if one goes down, that's not a big deal because you have a lot of other warmed up pages. However, it's just kind of annoying and it's a pain in the ass. So what you want to do is, number 1, obviously have good customer support. Number 2 is good shipping times, and that's important to actually use a supplier. And here also, obviously, it's very important to use a good supplier who doesn't have longer shipping times than like 2 weeks. Okay, if you're working with AliExpress, you're gonna get crushed. And the guys from our program, they have basically 1 to 2 week shipping times, and after things start to work, we can connect them with warehouses in the US, which allow them to have like 1 to 2 day shipping times. Okay. However, that's not all of it. Even if you have great shipping times and your customer support is great, your product quality needs to also be really good. And those 3 things are basically determining your feedback score. However, there's also 1/4 one, which a lot of people don't even think about, but it's reality. It's basically competitors. And there are tricks how you can actually take a person's page down. You can actually start giving fake bad reviews to a page of your competitor. And some competitors do that to actually get your page down, and you're going to be crushed. Okay? And the same thing also works in the positive. So you can literally buy feedback score. So there are companies where you can basically buy weekly feedback for your page. Okay? And this I would recommend to everybody. It doesn't matter how great everything you're doing is. Sometimes it can happen that your feedback score just drops because other people either attack you, or there's just like a few unhappy customers, and all the happy ones, they don't normally take the surveys. That's also something you have to consider. If you're happy, you don't give a shit. You're not taking surveys. If you're unhappy, you want that page to go down. So if a customer is super unhappy with the experience, they're more likely to give feedback than a super happy customer. Okay. And again, the last thing I want to mention here is there is a system which is pretty complicated, and it's a pretty tedious thing to set up. But if you have it in place, you basically have a structure where you cannot really get blocked by Facebook. okay? If something goes down, you instantly can replace it. And you don't lose your data, you still have your pixel, you don't lose accounts. Like, it's basically a very, very strong system with a setup of multiple accounts, which are each individually responsible for one thing in the ecosystem of Facebook, okay? Meaning that you diversified your Facebook accounts, and that basically allows you to sleep at night. Because if I don't have that set up, if I just have one Facebook account and one product, I'm terrified. It can just get blocked and that's it. And sometimes there's nothing you can do against it because it's just Facebook giving you bullshit, okay? And unfortunately, this also would be too much to actually just give out like that, because too many people know about it and start using this. Facebook actually will fight against this because they don't want this, you know? If they block you, there's a reason for that. They don't want you to advertise on Facebook anymore. And if you still keep advertising on Facebook, that basically means that you're Facebook's enemy. And I don't want too many people to know this strategy because it's so effective. However, if you're really interested and want to know more about this, you can click the link below, sign up for a free consultation session with me personally. We're going to cover not only that, we're going to cover like the whole program, how it's working from basically A to Z, how you find a winning product, build a really good store, make really good ads, test the product on Facebook and TikTok and start scaling it properly, and also how to brand, how to diversify, how to build a team, just the full package, okay? Everything is gonna be one-on-one, guided by me, and if you're truly interested in that, click the link below, sign up for that, and see you there.